Good morning. I will presenting about my research with the Dr. Zinggara as a team with the topic communicating sustainability down the ASEAN government website, building the stakeholder engagement in Southeast Asian society. Will presenting in October 2020. The ninth international conference on business, international relations, and diplomacy. Sustainable Development Goal (SDG) is a form of work agreement. Most of ASEAN countries grow still slow in terms of stakeholder attention and commitment to SDG. In a series document adopted by the United Nations as development vision coverage in transforming our work to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Several others on SDGs have grown since 2015 from Paris discipline perspective. Still, this paper put forward from a communication science perspective to analyze how SDGs are disseminated to all stakeholders so that they can be understood. The communication aspect follow-ups on how SDG messages are produced, distributed, and presented for the read of stakeholders so that an integrated understanding is achieved with ultimately result in commitment to achieve the success of the SDGs. This paper explicitly analyzes the content of communication message containing strategy SDG each country in the ASEAN region, which include the file of the public health, family, economic, education, and the environment. The communication message is a commitment of the government and the other stakeholder elements for the achievement of the SDGs. Sustainable development combine the integration of human welfare, environmental protection, equality between and within generations, and public participation in environment and development decisions. Environmental damage due to economic exploitation for the benefit of human no worsen the ecosystem for the survival of the future generation. Not only are extreme weather conditions, but also drought, climate change, heat wave, flood, low air quality, loss of biodiversity, pandemic, COVID-19, and humanitarian crisis that threaten human well-being, global peace. The Association Southeast Asian Nation or ASEAN was founded on August 8, 1967 in Bangkok, Thailand. The reflection of sustainable development declared by the United Nations by integrated into the aim of purposes of ASEAN. The goal of sustainable development in the line with the goal of ASEAN were established, especially with a frank cooperation in the field of economy and social welfare, which also include in the area of education and health. This paper discusses more deeply aspects of communication content on sustainable development. Government communication uses various types of media to get the attention and understanding of the audience about its program that is launched. However, what must be considered is how the quality of government communication can be captured and understood as an effort to achieve human welfare. Government communication, government online communication as ultimately called a new channel for improving a public sector perform and by a term called government communication professionalism, which was previously conventional and more one-way life. The role of government oversight each ASEAN country is significant because of the rapid change in the use of media by the public, government, and organization. This is government tabel about the website of International Conference on Business describe a feature of the sample of DG of the government official website from Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, and Yen as Vietnam. The sample website, the study are linked to the responsibility of the ministers of that compile the SDG message content to be communication to public, namely the Minister of National Development Planning, and specifically about the health carried out by the Ministers of Health. The realization is essential for examining the document being analyzed because it can make how the coding process work. All three were analyzed by again government website performance, informant, content, ease of navigation, usability, download speed, customization, security, availability, and intercept. Result of website performance. Most of the view of government website are good quality to be searched by few or citizen. Information content is of navigation, usability, download speed, security, availability have been covered on most websites. Meanwhile, the customization element is only one of the ways of Indonesia, Thailand, and Philippine government. This is Tabel 2, ASEAN government SDGs website performance from Brunei. Note information content, yes. Ease of navigation, yes. And usability, yes. And so on. And number 8 is Brunei. Intercept, no. And different with the Indonesian, yes. Intercept. And the SDG basic content, the message no property want to achieve property reduction, improve common marine resource management strategy policies that are for Paris or policies that support them. Otherwise, the message zero hunger was the next form of reinforcement of the file that the government plan nationality to achieve improved food security. And ASEAN relies its position as a region with the population density in the tropical and subtropical region that is demographic and environment consequences. Therefore, basic and online communication by the government of ASEAN countries show the high commitment to afford to achieve our SDG in country. You see in Tabel 3 about the ASEAN government SDG content. From the north, 9 is no poverty, E, poverty reduction, B, improve common marine resources management, G, pro-port strategy, and D, policies, and then zero hunger, improve food security, B, improve nutrition, G, sustainable fisheries, and D, increases productivity, and E, increases production, and 11, good health and well-being. Good health and well-being is such as in the ASEAN countries, and improper health, improved well-being, and upstream and downstream multiple aspects. This is about the environment to benefit sustainability message content, the environment sustainable message, and the government online communication, and the change as ministers of national development planning each country. So concern for realizing sustainably, this dimension are essential because of it reflects the shape of the relationship between the human life and nature around it. How humans define themselves with nature, both living and non-environment. This is a new website about the Table 4, ASEAN government, environment, sustainable, and content. This is about notice 12 is environmental sustainable plan. 13 is a statement about the social cultural sustainable plan, and so on. And discussion. The SDG represent the commitment all of country and the United Nations with the aim to pursue development achievement that pay attention to the sustainable of resources and the interests of the future generation of human planet Earth. This message is implemented explicitly in online communication. And SDG, the SDG in health sector is crucial and urgent task for the required and enhanced by stakeholders in ASEAN. ASEAN people known to collaborative efficiency, but according community participation in health has become a significant issue where primary health care performed. And for a conclusion, the official government message shown adequate perform to serve a communication medium for all stakeholders. However, the government-only communication, which was expected to give reciprocal response in two-way communication mode, turned out to be not going well because of the lack of response from the stakeholder to use the website as a reciprocal medium to build SDG. Government website of ASEAN country may perform such as information content issue of navigation, usability, download speed, security of fiber, but little customization and intercept. SDGs such as good health and well-being is also communicated, such as improved health, improved well-being, upstream and downstream multiple effects. Thank very much.